Hey guys, welcome to our channel of Sciences and Mathematics. Today we are going to do the last bit of the topic of thermochemistry, and that is going specifically to entail to the standard enthalpy of formation. And besides that, we shall look at a summary of some aspects of the thermochemistry topic that we have already discussed. Maybe if we are going to find enough time, we shall do an example or a problem or two in order to increase, of course, our understanding. So without further ado, thank you and welcome to the topic. So as we have mentioned, we are going to concentrate, of course, today's lesson on the standard enthalpy of formation. And try to see what this topic entails under the concept of thermochemistry. So we have already looked at what enthalpy is in some of our videos that we have done on thermochemistry, but there's a new term that has been introduced, in this case, of course, the term standard. And from our general understanding, actually we come across this specific term in different areas. We can talk about the aspect of standard units. We have standard notation, and then we have standard conditions, etc. So this particularly, the last bit entails some aspect of chemistry, the conditions, especially when we are talking about conditions of pressure, conditions of temperature, etc. So in this case, when we talk about standard enthalpy of formation, and we are talking about the aspect of enthalpy as we defined it in our previous videos that we talked about the enthalpy and change in enthalpy, we of course stated that enthalpy is an extensive property of substances which can be used to obtain the heat absorbed or evolved during a chemical reaction. So in this case, when we merge it with the term standard, and also we had seen that enthalpy as a concept is a state function, which of course we said is a property of the system that only depends on its present state and is independent of the previous history of the system. And talking of the system, of course, we have stated that a system is a substance or a mixture which of course encompasses the place or the volume where there is a chemical or a physical change, or where a chemical or a physical change is taking place. But without going further, of course, let's try to see how or why this term, the standard, is used in the enthalpy of formation. And of course, in this case, formation refers to coming up of maybe new product or something from the reactants or other products. So in that case, let's look at the term standard as it appertains to terms conditions. Of course, this is what we're going to use in this. So normally we know that the standard conditions in chemistry entails the pressure, which is 1 atmosphere. Pressure is measured using a barometer, of course, which is an instrument used to measure atmospheric pressure, and at the height of 760 millimeters of mercury. Of course, this is where we measure atmospheric pressure. So for the case of these conditions we are talking about is 1 atmosphere, we shall see the relationship between the two. So it is 1 atmosphere and 25 degrees centigrade. And in one of our videos we have talked about the conversion of that one. Of course, the standard units for temperature is kelvins, but there's a conversion that we can use to find the kelvins. But in this case, these are the two conditions that we call standard conditions. So in this case, because we are talking about